I wanted to go over some simple things about the timeline and making a camera. Again, I make these movies as much for myself as anybody because I won't need to use this again for a while, so I want to make sure I capture it. These are the settings within the movie folder, Movie Dialog. And the one that I'm going to talk about first is the duration slider. This is in seconds. I thought it was frames, and it's basically these keyframes are plotted out along the timeline, and this is 30 seconds is over here. Let's see here if I do this. Oh, it didn't help. I didn't do it. But there should be a way to see that whole timeline. I don't know exactly how to do it. But basically all you do is you just position the model where you want it and click in the timeline to add a keyframe. You can Control-Shift-Click on an item and then Shift-Click, and it will paste that keyframe somewhere else in the timeline. So now this is going to jump from this view, if we scrub, to this view, and then back to this view. And then to remove a keyframe, you just drag them like that. But it makes a nice little movie. And in this case, I made the movie at 2048 by 1536 by accident. I meant to make it at 1024 by 768. But when I go to export the movie, and you do that by Control-Shift-Clicking on the timeline, it will go through and bake out, I guess that's the right term, the movie. And you hit escape, and you can escape out of it. I'll just show you the movie that's made. Oh, and then you go up here, and then you have to export the movie. So once the movie is made, you have to export it. And I would assume this would delete that particular movie. If you make multiple movies, it will string them together, I think. At least that's the way the functionality used to work. So be careful of that. And then when you click export, it'll give you standard dialogues for compression and frame rate. But this is the movie that was made. And the reason I bring it up is that the final movie, because I think because I made it twice the size, got exported at 1024 by 768, so it looks nice and smooth. And for MedLegal and for a lot of other applications, this is perfectly sufficient, and it allows me a lot of flexibility because this model can't be UV mapped, and so painting it in Cinema would be, or painting it in a 3D application would be very difficult. And if I just do it in ZBrush, I can get in and out pretty quickly. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are subtle highlights here, which I painted a different material in the cracks. So this has just a regular skeleton bone material. And then in this material, I painted toy plastic and red at the same time. And so if you watch carefully as it goes around, there's a little bit of a wet edge right there. So that's it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. And again, I make these movies really for myself. Oh, it'll have an overlay image by default, and if you just drag the fade in, fade out times there to the left, it should allow you to change it. But it's actually kind of neat. You could have you could put your own logo in there, your company name, or if it's a MedLegal case, you could have the patient. So I think that's it.